So, Jai Hind, Anirudh. How are you doing?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm fine, ma'am. How are you?
Yeah, good. So, first of all, congratulations for clearing PSB of ICG. In this conversation, we would like to know about your experience. So, in that, we would like to know how many candidates reported and how many documented out, and also please let us know what all important documents we have to carry to avoid last minute problems. So, can you tell us?
Okay. First of all, thank you, ma'am, for that. And talking about my experience was good. And my PSP was on 24th of May in Noida, morning by 7 a.m. So at that time, ma'am, total candidate was reported were 80 candidates reported at that time. And during the entrance, they checked our Aadhaar card, two passport size photos, and two PSB admit card, only that. After that, ma'am, they took us to the luggage area. They took our phone, and at that time, the PSB admit card, two copies, and one online application they needed because they have to sign on it. So after signing batch wise, you can say the 7 people, they send us to the 203 room number. And we stayed, everybody we stayed there at around 10 to 15 minutes. After that, our CCBT of the test started, ma'am.
Okay.
So, yes.
Anything else regarding like document verification, like something you'd
But
like
this
to add?
time they changed. Ma'am, this time they changed. Like first of all, they first check the little bit document, but now they just after signing our document, they send us to the waiting room, and after that test conducted, and there is no break in between. So the document checking all was in the end after the recommendation or non-recommendation, ma'am.
Okay. So now please tell us how was the OIR and CCBT? Like how many years you have how many attempt you have given and from where you have prepared. So would like to.
I mean, the CCBT was easy because I practiced so much from the sir's, the Badass Officer channel. I was with sir since 2022 December. So I have a subscription of the sir also. So it was easy for me, not that hard. And talking about the CCBT, as we all know, there are total seven tests. And like the last that letter number of letter occur is it was so easy for me. So the CCBT of conducted, at that time nobody was eliminated during the CCBT. And in my previous attempt, the change that I saw that after CCBT they give us some break and they will conduct they conduct PPDT after that. But in my this attempt in the Noida, after conducting CCBT, they directly gave us the blank sheet and told us to write the PPDT after showing the picture. So after picture, they allotted the chest number to us, and they divide us in the batches of 14. After that, the PPDT conducted, ma'am.
Okay, so what was your story for
And
the PPT?
I will tell you, and I also want to tell you that this is my fourth attempt in the Coast Guard, all over ninth, including the Indian Air Force and Army. And you are now talking about the PPDT. The PPDT, the picture was hazy, and a description of the picture is like that. There are total 5 people, 4 male and 1 female, and the background is having the hut, or you can see the house, and the people are standing in a ground. So and all are in a neutral mood. So I made story around that they are planning to go on trip to Amritsar. So this is the PPDT picture of mine, and this is the theme.
Okay. So like how you handle the situation in GD?
So, ma'am, after my PPDT, they took us to the separate room, and they divide us into batches of 14 candidates. So after PPDT, our narration conducted first. So and this the change that I also saw at that time is we usually get 60 seconds to narrate our story, but in Noida they only gave us around 40 second maximum, sorry, 40 seconds, and majority of us not able to complete or narrate our story. So after that, the narration was good, and my chess number was 14. I was at last. Those and now after that they conduct the GD. The GD first, ma'am, it's like the fish market, and all the candidate majority of the candidates was good, and some of our repeaters also. So during first 2 to 3 minutes, they are like the fish market. So at that time, our assessor, the GTU, divided the group into seven, two groups of seven, and I was in my second group. So mostly the theme that all the candidates made were around organizing or college. So basically, they are saying that eh, all the persons are like the college student and they are organizing something. And they usually say that they are organizing college fest, majority of us. So the first group concluded the story and they made a story around college fest. So at that time, when my GD was, as my GD concerned, first I pushed my story like organizing a trip. But during the time of the narration of other people, I got the common point like the organizing the college fest. So when our group divided, I mostly focused on organizing the college fest, and they all agreed on it. So we also conclude our story, second group. After concluded that, the assessor also told her, now again you can discuss for 2 or 3 minutes. Then we again discussed for 2 to 3 minutes, and at that time all agreed, and they made a story on the college fest, and they all agreed. So after that, the assessor gave us the 1 minute to choose our group leader, and at that time they choose me, and I was the group leader at that time.
Oh, so you was the group leader.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, like at the end, how many candidates were recommended, and like what happened after the recommendation?
So, ma'am, in my batch, out of 14, or total 4 candidates was recommended. And there was second batch, which was in another room. There are total 3 candidates from that second batch. So as per I know, total 8 out of 80 candidates, around 20 to 25 candidates got recommended for the FSB. So after all that recommendation, they started document verification, separated for the recommended candidate and separated for the non-recommended candidate. As they said, they also mentioned the forms that we needed after the recommendation, like the 10th, 12th certificate in original, and the college mark sheet with passing certificate or degree, original character certificate, Aadhaar card, and if sports document they want to add on, they, and also the caste certificate. And they also said that you should need 2 copies of that, and they took 1 copy of it, and we have to self attested the copies of the documents.
So, any tips you would like to give to aspirants?
Ma'am, the tip that I want to give is first practice hard, as sir is giving us a very good platform. Like the badass officer, they have very good CCBT test, the OIR, and I practice a lot. Every time I cleared the CCBT because of the sir OIR sets. And talking about the PPDT, I also was in the batch of sir PPDT batches, and it helps me a lot during the time of my preparation, because in online mode, if you did do well in the online mode, you can easily conquer in the real GD, because it was not that hard as compared to the online. So the tips that I want to give after writing the PPDT, that you get some around 5 to 10 minutes. At that time, you should not talk to each other. You should revise your story multiple times. I think which helps me a lot and builds my confidence. So while narrating the story, you get so much confidence and you can easily narrate it without even usko koi bhoole usko. So this is a tip I want to utilize that time that given to you in between the PPDT and narration.
So, at last, like, do you have any suggestions for our channel to make it more good way?
Ma'am,
How we
the
can
channel is
improve?
Ma'am, the channel is already very good, because I was with sir from the past, you can say from 2022, and it was growing from that level. From 22 to now, it's changed a lot, and it's good. This is the reason that so many candidates are joining sir's batch, the PPDT batch. Even now, they are starting the GD and lecturate batch also. So there is not any particular suggestion. It's very good, ma'am.
So, thank you so much, Anirudh, for taking out your time out of your busy schedule, and like all the best for your FSB.